Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. We're in a weird situation on dailies. We won our last one, but ranked really badly. But it was like an easy, fun victory. $3 bill. It's just Samson, $3 bill. But it goes to, all the way? I think that's the dark room, but I can never tell. Like, for lore reasons, I get that they had to make it Polaroid. And then, like, an inverted Polaroid, the negative. But all I'm gonna say is that when you're looking on a daily and you got no, like, side-by-side comparison, makes it hard to tell where you're going. That's pretty minor. I'm not trying to open with, like, some complaints for unnecessary reasons. Rather, I got a laundry list of complaints for valid reasons, like, where's Isaac in Smash? Haha. Just trying to stay relevant. My publicist, Zane, said that I have to reference memes on a regular basis. Smash, not a meme, actually a video game that I have not played yet, but, you know, should be arriving. I don't know, our postal service was on strike for like 3 weeks, so it might be a little while longer before they work through the backlog. Apparently they got other important things to deliver. Oh, gifts from people to people. Important government correspondence, whatever. Where's my Smash? Okay? I think we're happier with Child's Heart here. By the way, did you know they did surgery on a grape? Oh my. Zane in the background. Good. Good. Don't hit me like that. My publicist is not named Zane. I fired Zane many years ago when he told me to back this great game called Tumbleseed that unfortunately was not destined for critical mass. Still a wonderful game and experience. Maybe not the most watchable thing ever pushed to YouTube, but hey, you know, you can't win them all. I still feel bad for Tumbleseed, dude. I think that's one of the games time forgot. I'll go to bat for Tumbleseed, but it makes me look like I'm mad at my audience, which is not what I want. I am not mad at my audience. People like what they like, you know? Sometimes games look really exciting, and they might be exciting and enjoyable to play yourself, but are not that enjoyable to watch. The only thing that annoyed me is when people are like, it looks so simple. All you do is, like, roll a ball. Hold on. I think we do want to take this. I thought about not doing it, but I think we're happier to have Deal with the Devil precedent. I was like, you recognize, in Isaac, this isn't actually like a dude walking around in a basement made of flesh. You know, this is just a rectangle on the screen. I'm pressing WASD. Maybe it's a branding issue. Maybe the world was not ready for Tumbleseed. I stand by it. Tumbleseed 2020, baby. Let's go. I wish that I... well, it's hard to say, because with Samson, if there's any character in the game for whom HP is more relevant, Samson is probably him, you know? So having more HP in case we get an IV bag later, or at least giving us more fuel to play a deal, not a deal with the devil, but a blood bank is pretty nice. But we could have also had an orbital. I will take it, now completely nullifying the HP upgrade we got earlier. Oh well. And we'll be moving on, not going to our shop, because as of right now, this is pretty much just your basic Isaac run. And that's fine. You can't not take 9 lives. I know there are people out here, I don't know why I said out here, like they're outside of my door. But, you know, there's people out there. There used to be a discussion. I remember Christmas season 2014. Me and my wife staying in the capital of British Columbia, Victoria. Biggest news? Sony Pictures Entertainment has been hacked. In order to stop the release of sensitive data, you have to cancel the release of the surprisingly middling Seth Rogen, James Franco movie, The Interview. Watching J Smith OTI live on Twitch. He's playing games with Nicholas, Rockley Smile. Without me to supervise them, they say some stuff that is unconscionable. Like, for example, 9 lives is a bad item. That's 4 years ago. I don't know if they've changed their tune since then. I hope they have. Because to have the opinion that 9 lives is a bad item, it doesn't bother me if you have the opinion. It bothers me that they think they're right. Or they thought at the time that they were right. Now, I recognize, you know, we got a smart viewer base here. They're probably saying things like, well, there are situations in which it's bad. Yes, agreed. And, you know, you're probably the same people that whenever people are like, water's good for you, you chime in and go, unless you have too much of it, then there's a little known phenomenon called drowning. Everybody knows that, okay? They're giving you a generality that'll work in like 99% of situations on planet Earth. Hold on, second secret room? This would be real nice. Let's go. And yes, okay, that's fantastic. And not everybody's gonna get that, so that's actually like a pretty major advantage for us right there. We're on Flooded Caves 1. Another major advantage for us would be a deal with the Devil Guppy item. But obviously no promises. I think we're doing pretty well today, though. I think we've gotten... I guess the thing is, though, how do you know if you've gotten some high rolls? Because we don't know. Maybe, you know, the second secret room on the last floor was a red chest that... Well, I guess it couldn't have really done too much. I guess it could have had Guppy's head in it, you know? So who knows if we've missed a high roll that we wouldn't even be cognizant of, you know? We did get a deal with the devil, though. I was just going to say, you know, even if it's Krampus, that's fine. It's fine. That's extremely good luck. So we're getting like real risky here, by the way. But if we handle things this way, we'll still be at 1 Spirit Heart with a marked improvement in just about every statistic. Very good DPS. Very good everything. We will go to our curse room as well. I really like. I doubt that you could be too far ahead of this run right now. No matter which way you kind of approached it. Guppy's head, please. Not Guppy's head. But anyway. I'm excited, you know, Nintendo has, for maybe, even when I started, well, not even started, but like, let's talk about like 2012, 2013, you know, when the Wii U came out, it was not necessarily a guarantee. Nobody really knew what Nintendo's policy on online stuff was. There were lots of content creators who had made their livings off Nintendo products. I don't mean that in a way like, you know, they exploited Nintendo products for their labor. I mean, like, you know, they had the same way that I've based my livelihood on a property that I don't control, The Binding of Isaac. They had done so with Nintendo products. But, you know, I played a couple. You know, I did a Let's Look at Super Mario Brothers, whatever. New Super Mario Brothers U. And then I deleted it because Nintendo months later was like, hey, we don't support content creators, and if you're making content with our games, you have to join our specific platform. And I said, you know, I don't want to overly galaxy brain it, but I think it's within their rights, or was at the time, even if I thought it was pretty dumb and tone deaf. But, you know, it's their right to maybe, legally, it's their products. But hey, now I'm stoked because Nintendo is like, okay, we're releasing, you know, one of the largest games we've ever released in our entire lifespan is mission critical in order to help maintain the momentum that the Nintendo Switch has had as one of the highest selling consoles of all time by this point in its lifespan. And also, you can now feel free to just make Twitch streams, make YouTube content. You know, please don't use it as a background to say horrible and objectionable stuff, but, you know, you're otherwise pretty much free to go for now. It's super cool. Will we play Smash on the NLSS? I could see it happening. I do think I worry about chat during Smash because none of us are pros except Robert, who, I mean, I believe that Robert's great at Smash. I was also great at Smash. The only thing is I chose the wrong horse. I was born in the wrong generation. I've got like at least a couple thousand hours of Smash 64 in multiplayer against good people. Now, I also have probably, I don't know, close to 1,000 in Brawl. And it's just because, you know, I was 12 when Brawl came out. And I was in college when, or sorry, I was 12 when 64 came out. Or 10 maybe. And I was in college when Brawl came out. So it was like the perfect time for local multiplayer gaming. The perfect timings. I missed Melee. I was in high school. Spending all my time listening to Linkin Park instead of getting my friends together for some Smash Brothers gameplay. I didn't miss Smash for Wii U. I bought it, but I only played like, I don't know, maybe like 20 or 30 hours because at the end of the day, I was like, this is fun, but the online, you know, there's some latency issues and you know, the other thing is that people online are like really good, and as much as it makes me sound like a coward, and to some extent I am, hold up, what was our trinket? It was good. We replaced Child's Heart with it. It's Curved Horn. Okay, so we got a passive damage upgrade, which is lovely. At this point in my life, I don't play games to get better at them. And I will actively argue with you if you say that that's the only way to enjoy games. Austin actually opened my eyes when we were talking about Call of Duty, and he was like, yeah, if I get in a lobby with people that body me in Call of Duty, I just leave. Like, he's the anti-Malf. Malf's opinion is like, well, if you leave against good people, you'll never get better. That's great advice for life. I am going to take number one here. But when it comes to video games, you're not trying to go pro in, and instead are just trying to maximize your enjoyment. I gotta admit, I'm kind of a big fan of Austin's scumbag philosophy, where if you're not having fun, leave the lobby and keep re-queuing until you end up passing that misery on to somebody worse than you by being in a lobby and bodying them. And if they want to stick around, that's their prerogative, you know? Again, I recognize it's kind of a tragedy of the commons thing. If everybody applied that strategy, it would be a lot harder to get a lobby. But some people are noble, and I respect their sacrifice greatly. They say to themselves, no, I can't leave until I've beaten these guys. And I'm like, dude, I'm happy to trade, you know, 1 loss for 5 victories. That sounds great to me. And people, sometimes I think, as gamers, and I'm a gamer. I play video games. I play a lot of video games. Not just for work. A lot of YouTubers are like, hold on. That's a great Tears upgrade. Playing video games for YouTube has, like, ruined me for playing video games casually. Not me. Mind you, I have been playing a lot of Jeopardy lately, but Jeopardy's just kind of like a video game you play on TV, aka on video. Either way, what was I saying? I forgot. But I think sometimes we're guilty of not recognizing, I guess is the phrasing I'm looking for here, that video games are not always real life, and they're not always one-to-one with real life, even when they have analogs. Like, people are like, well, if you apply that logic to your real life, you'll never get good at anything. No, I know. I'm in school, you know, when things are tough in school, I just complain about it in these YouTube videos until people tweet me and go, shut up. I don't go, screw this, dude, I'm dropping this class and taking a, 6th grade long division. You know, that's a life skill, you work through it. But when I'm losing in Call of Duty in my leisure time, I'll lose once and be like, that's fine. Lose twice and be like, it's kind of like a little annoying, but let's give it one more try. Lose for a 3rd time, I'm like, nah, dude, I'm out. I don't play this game to be miserable. You may disagree with that. You may even be largely annoyed by that. I've come to accept that. I'm in my 30s now. I gotta be honest with the kind of person I am. I will rarely, I'm not gonna say never, because I'm an honest person as well. Sometimes, to a fault. But, hey, if it worked for Abraham Lincoln, it works for me, okay? That was faux humbleness. Either way. Rarely will I leave during a lobby. Especially, I haven't been playing Call of Duty lately. Just kind of washed out. But, even when I was losing in Call of Duty, I was like, hey, man, the matches are like 8 minutes long. I can have fun for 8 minutes even when I'm losing. But then when the match is over, I'm like, I'm out. I don't want to leave my team hanging. Oh. But simultaneously, I'm like, life's too short. If I'm going to be frustrated, I might as well be frustrated at something that's productive right now. Like, actually productive. No, I do not want Monstrous Tooth. So I haven't talked about this run in a couple of floors. I don't think we've missed any major opportunities to, improve the quality of our run. I love a run, and this is, by the way, you're noticing a little bit more anecdotes, and you're like, oh god, I wish that this run was harder so that he would stop talking about leaving my lobbies, and now I have to queue for 15 minutes. Well, no, you have to queue for 15 minutes because it's not Christmas yet, so the people that are fodder for you on Double XP weekend have not received their copy of the game yet, okay? People that are on a fixed income and are going to be on school break. Going to be picking up that game, banal, and they'll be great fodder for you, I promise. I think we will look for a second secret room. We're so far ahead of schedule. Should be here. should be here. Oh, okay. Well, we will not look for a second secret room. I will use a bomb right here, though. I want a good card. But what I was going to say is that this is what happens when you have a daily that just goes where every other run goes as well. Is you end up in a situation where all of a sudden I can actually talk about things that are not just where do I want to get a self-sacrifice room, and maybe it's because I'm not as talented as I'd like to be. I can't always interleave those kind of anecdotes on a run where I also have to keep it near the top of the memory where the heck I'm going next. So, this is, it's a tricky situation to some extent, but Dark Prince's Crown was the wrong choice. It would be the right choice if I were not at the tier cap, because it does activate off of a single bone heart, which is one of it's like one of those sneaky bone heart positives, to be honest. I don't know what that one was. Like, you can see that it's activated right now. The only problem is we're already at the tier cap, so it was unnecessary. And you might say, why not go for Satanic Bible? Well, I don't know. We already have Book of Revelations. Are we really going to pay 3 Spirit Hearts to make our Spirit Hearts into Demon Hearts? When you put it that way, it sounds nice. Also gets you closer to Bookworm. But keeps us from getting a 3rd level Bandage Girl, potentially, which is not really relevant, but you get the idea. Anyway. What I'm getting at is I will play Smash Bros. At some point in the future. Will it be on video? I don't know, but I will say, you know, if you want to... I'm not a petty person, to be honest with you. Well, some of the time. I'm not a petty person. But, you know, I have heard Nick espouse the belief that, like, he kind of takes it... I won't speak for him necessarily, but I think he kind of takes it personally. That Nintendo was like, we don't want footage of our games. And he definitely positions his content to be more like, you know, I'm an advocate of indie games, and, you know, to be featured on my channel is almost like, I don't want to say it's an endorsement, but it's like, I'm doing it to spotlight you, and maybe you'll get some kind of attention out of it in sales and whatnot, right? I do all of my Twitch and YouTube stuff to glorify myself. So luckily, I'm free from that kind of moral concern. As a result, you know, he's like, I don't really want to play Nintendo stuff because they, you know, messed around with us for a few years, and now it seems like everybody's just jumping on, like they don't deserve it. I'm kind of the opinion that, like, a lot of what we play on the show is like, it's like a Nintendo game, but we weren't allowed to really play Nintendo games, at least if we were pushing the VOD to YouTube as well. So we're playing, like, the second best version of it. Like, we're playing the second best Mario Kart. We're playing the second best Mario Party. Playing the second best Super Smash Bros. And all of that is cool. Like, the second best versions, for the most part, were actually really good. Like, dude, I love Pummel Party. But I'll tell you straight off the bat, it's not as good as Super Mario Party. Super Mario Party's got problems. It's a better game than Pummel Party. Both of which are worth playing. But, you know, maybe like 5 days after the announcement Nintendo made that was like, yeah, make content of our games. We just bought a Switch to put in my office. Because I was like, dude, I'm completely okay with this. I'm ready for it. I'm not gonna hold a grudge. I'm gonna build a bridge, maybe. Now, I don't think I'm necessarily gonna be well liked by Nintendo to begin with, because they're kind of like Disney, I guess. They have, you know, there's a certain family-friendly image associated with Nintendo, and I don't think we're necessarily super offensive as content creators, but, you know, we swear, and we talk about things that are not just like, oh, is that Kirby? But simultaneously, they make great games. What can I say? We don't want that. It's just going to lower our damage at this point. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, no hard feelings. Hopefully you find this experience fruitful and you've come around, Nintendo. Or I'm happy to have you. I hope you're happy to have me as well. One makes you small. I can see forever. Lemon party. Secret room? I'm gonna... Look, no, we got a little time. This is what I wanted. Not what I wanted. You know what? It might actually benefit us. And of course, I also understand Nick's position, to be honest. I'm not bringing him up as a counterexample to throw him under the bus. Oh, mom's contact there. You know, I think both positions are valid. I had videos content claimed by Nintendo. You know, it basically lost me money directly, but you know, it's kind of my opinion on it is that it's sort of water under the bridge. You know, it's been 5 years. If you don't take Tech X here, you have made the wrong decision, I think. So I'm gonna let's everybody just take a chance to make it happen. Anyway. Will there be Smash on the NLSS? I don't know. Will there be carts on the NLSS? Yes. Will there be Mario Party on the NLSS? Probably not, because the new ones online is not really conducive to board play, which again is another thing that Pummel Party has over top of it, but... What I will say is, I wouldn't be surprised to see Smash on the NLSS once, and then the rest of, like, the odds of it happening again basically comes down to whether chat's well behaved. If chat's like, we love it, and if you don't love it, don't feel compelled to necessarily say that you do, but you know, if chat's like, why does Rob keep using the tilt smash instead of the, you know, blah blah, you know, that's gonna lower your odds of seeing that again in the future. You don't realize how much control you have over that, you know? As content creators, we're beholden to the whims of our audience, and I have never lost sight of that, you know? What the audience finds entertaining, they're much more likely to get in the future, as long as they make their wishes known. In the end, I have a broken brain. I find almost everything enjoyable. There's been like a few games over the course of my channel's lifespan that I've, for whatever reason, by the final videos of playing them, I'm like, I never want to see this again. I'll tell you what they are. And I'm going to preface it by saying that I don't think these are bad games. But for whatever reason, by the end of them, I was like, I never want to see this game again. Probably because I felt beholden to play it for YouTube to finish it. But, like, one was Flint Hook, which I actually think Flint Hook makes an incredibly good first impression that tapers off, in my opinion, drastically towards the end. But still a good game, I think. And the other one is Hand of Fate 2, which is simultaneously an incredible improvement on the original game, and simultaneously, I found it incredibly frustrating, mostly because there's one mission where in the end it almost came down to random chance whether or not, like there was basically like, it wasn't a dice roll necessarily, but there was a very weighted event that was like, if you get a streak of bad luck or for whatever reason you can't follow the card, you die instantly. And it can literally just nullify, you know, 40 minutes of setup time. And I thought that was a very, a design choice that I did not find enjoyable. That's tactful. Again, still think it's a good game. You know what? We will take Zodiac just because I don't want to be the guy skipping items for no reason. Two of Spades is very decent, and we'll be leaving and moving on, hoping for Guppy, but no promises. Now, I cannot recall, to be honest with you, if it's worth fighting Hush. That was an incredibly fast boss rush, by the way. I can't remember if it's worth fighting Hush on these runs. I might as well do it, I think, just to... I mean, it seems like it's going to be pretty easy for one. Maybe we can get more points out of it. There's no reason we shouldn't rank well today. Like, everything is coming up roses right now. I should point, I mean, we got more anecdote fodder. The game awards were last night. As much, you know, the game awards are still very easy to make fun of. But in the end, so is every award show under the sun. And, like, the stuff that you can make fun of it for is getting a lot smaller. It's making me look pettier and pettier, which I think is a sign that things are going in the right direction. Like, here's one of my complaints, was like, hey, why was Best Fighting Game one of those awards where they went, you know, they just did it in 2 seconds without even having any presenters? They just had Jeff Keighley be like, Dragon Ball! And then, less than 10 minutes later, Ed Boon got on stage and gave the award for Best Sports/Racing Game. It's like, at no point during the run-through did they go, maybe we could just have him do Best Fighting Game? And I don't know. at that point, maybe best sports game doesn't end up, you know, with a marquee spot getting presented by Tony Hawk or whatever, but just seems more appropriate. Also, I love sports games. I love racing games. I still don't, I mean, it's a very, very petty discussion, but I still don't understand why sports and racing games end up in the same category. Just call them sports games and accept that motorsports are a sport. Although I guess Need for Speed isn't really a sport. Or separate them. You know, there's enough fodder every year for sports and racing. You know, every other year there's a Forza. This year we also had Wreckfest. You know, F1 2018 didn't even get nominated despite being a fantastic game because there's no room. You know, what got nominated instead? NBA 2K, FIFA, Pro Evolution Soccer, Forza, which I hear is amazing and should definitely check out myself. I forgot the last one, actually, but either way, it's still just, it's silly to me. And it just, I don't know. It kind of annoys me because it still reinforces the notion that, like, sports video games are not real video games. You know, they have to be lumped in with another category to be legitimate, but I know that I'm being... I'm too old to actually care about it, but if they, like, pulled me into a room and were like, what are your thoughts on this? I'd be like, yo, why are you guys disrespecting sports and racing? You got a different category for action and adventure. It's the same game. I know it's not this, because Zelda is, well, Zelda's an action adventure, and then, like, that new Stranger Things game is an adventure, and then Ninja Gaiden is an action game that has adventure element. I get it, okay? I'm just saying. We can do better. Copy. Copy. Sorry, I get very passionate about this, because these are two genres I like. You know, both sports and racing games, I feel like. Sometimes, and this isn't meant to be like, hey, gamers, here's everything wrong with you and your hobby of an episode. But, like, you know, when a game has, like, guns, I sometimes feel like people are like, ooh, wow, cool gun mechanics. Well, the scopes look very realistic, and, you know, oh, the trigger pull is really heavy, just like a real gun. And then when any, like, gameplay demo is like a car, the, oh, me drive car, you know? Oh, I wonder if he's gonna drive the car around the track. Oh, you can do the same for any game, you know? Oh, I wonder if he's gonna shoot the gun at the people with the Chiron over their head. You get the idea. We gotta be nicer to each other, you know? Same with sports games. I mean, I don't want to bring up this tired trope over and over again, but sports games are basically just RPGs that are, you know, abstracted to physical real life events. They're tycoon games, or they're, well, I mean, I guess, you know, if you play like drop-in multiplayer, it's more of a, it's just a pure sports game. But if you play any of the, like, the management modes, not even talking about an Eastside Hockey Manager or a Football Manager, they're strategy games, you know? And in fact, I mean, in many ways, you know, something like NHL is really like a real-time strategy game, to be honest. Or at least it has elements of real-time strategy, but we don't think about that because we go, ooh, sports ball. Me hit puck. Yeah, I could do it. Oh, me swing sword. Me make story. Only readable through item text. Now it's Yoda. And that's a shot at Dark Souls, a game that I love a great deal. Which is just further to illustrate the fact that you can make these ridiculous and baseless and needlessly reductive claims for just about anything. We probably could say goodbye to Book of Revelations. I think I'd rather keep the Empress. And again, I have the faint whisper of a memory that is like, you're not supposed to fight Hush on a negative daily. Or a Polaroid daily. Now I'm like, oh my god, did I take the wrong one? Definitely want this. But we're gonna do it anyway. I think we might not want the Halo. There's a different run located within this one. As I know that sounds stupid, and is. But, the different run located in this run is one where we went with Deals with the Angel by not taking Headless Baby first. Got a bunch of HP, and then we got, like, Bloody Penny here plus IV Bag. And that helped us get unlimited consumables, and, you know... Who knows how that run looks? What I will say is that for today, we haven't left a whole lot of points on the field for people to catch up to us. We've taken damage for sure. Maybe we picked up some items that were unnecessary, but the item penalty is overstated. It tends to be quite small, I think. Damage is the big one. So we've definitely, and this is going to happen every single time, you know, we've taken damage I would have preferred to have not taken. However, we got a great run here. We did boss rush. We're doing Hush now. As you can see for yourself with your 2 eyes. And the rest of the run should be over pretty quickly, you know. Presumably, our damage is the only thing that's, like, even slightly spotty. Like, we're not going to kill every room on the chest as of right now within, you know, 2 seconds of walking into it. It's not going to be much longer, but it's going to be long enough to possibly run the risk of taking a little bit of damage. Obviously, we're going to try to minimize that, and I think there's a real chance that we could take 0 damage on the chests. More likely, I think we'll probably take a couple of hits. Now, if there's ever been a time in our Isaac career where we should be good at fighting the Hush, it's absolutely right now. We have been practicing for months for this exact fight. Yeah, that's a bummer. Only getting hit once so far, though. Relatively fine. These shots are extremely annoying. Please don't shoot the beams of light right now. Real talk, this is a highly, highly quality Hush fight right now. Just be cool. You're fine. Very, very well done. Should not have used the Sun card. Much more advantageous to use that card to see where we're going on the Cathedral. Either way, pretty good, dude. And there's no, you know, sneaky tricks that have gone into making this run work. So if we rank well, we can feel good, because it's basically like a ranking that is just indicative of good play. I mean, a solid run, but also good play. So I'm looking to hopefully make up for yesterday's, not bad performance, but maybe like bad rank. Probably shouldn't take Steam sale at this point. Anyway. That's my thought on games and Nintendo games. So here's my advice for you kids. if life gives you lemons, say F the lemons and bail if you're playing Call of Duty. If you're doing real stuff, you know, it's the ability to persevere when inspiration fails, and only dedication will get you through. That separates, you know, successful people from people who are ambitious but don't get it done consistently. You know, you gotta be there and show up. You know, everybody shows up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on the first day of class. Everybody starts Duolingo with a bang. You know, doing 4 hours of Duolingo on the first night does not make you a polyglot. What makes you a dedicated learner is 3 months later, the people still putting in half an hour or an hour a day. Everybody knows this, and I'm not saying I got it mastered. Otherwise, I would be jacked right now. I would just be, oh my god. Because, you know, it's very easy to do like 1 week of eating healthy, working out, etc., etc. It's when the obstacles come, and they inevitably come, that separates the people who, you know, stay there consistently from the people who are dabblers. I'm a dabbler in that camp for sure. For now, at least. But you always got another chance, I guess. Probably should have used Demon Judgment and then just walked out and then used 2 of Heart. I guess it doesn't matter because we're picking up a full Spirit Heart regardless. secret room. Let's go. And I think it's worth a bomb there. Wrong. I think it's worth a bomb here. At this point, we are, you know, every single pickup could move us up to a more applicable, or not applicable, more palatable leaderboard position. Still getting points. Nah, unnecessary. And at this point, you know, you might be moving from 25th to 16th, you know? It matters. Anything within the top 100, I think, and this goes for everybody out there, unless you're like one of the true pros. Anything within the top 100 or 200 is the kind of thing you should be bragging about, in my opinion. That's really impressive. So if I end up 99th, I'm still going to be like, hey, 2 digits. But I do think, no, it's still definitely better to do this, I think. I think that, you know, we have a chance maybe at a top 25. We'll see. Just because we haven't hit any turbulence. So 99 bombs is a ton of points. Everybody's going to get it, but... Now, I think it all comes down to minimum damage taken on the chest. Anybody alive at this point is probably going to win. Unless I missed some kind of, like, terrible path. Maybe people took the wrong item on boss rush, which would just be embarrassing. And I don't mean that in a way like you should be ashamed. I mean, you know, how many times do I end up being embarrassed by the end of an Isaac episode? It's probably like once out of every 20, bare minimum. I apologize at the end. So, you know, it's the pot calling the kettle black, but also the pot recognizing that it's calling the kettle black. And it's being like, hey, kettle, you and me, we're the same. No, we don't really want that. We do have, it's kind of a twisted situation. We have a lot of luck, or at least, you know, markedly above 0 luck. But we don't really... No! We don't really want to get a chest. Unless the chest is amazing. Or if it gives us 99 bombs, like the other one did. That's another easy choice. Like this one, I don't think we'll take. Like, it gives us Spirit Hearts, but I think. No, Pisces is not... That is Pisces, right? Yeah. Either way, we couldn't accept Spirit Hearts, even if it did give us them, but it doesn't, so nothing to worry about. Take the bomb. This is how you know I believe in this run. Taking that bomb cost us like 2 seconds, and net probably gave us 1 point. I still did it. That's how much I'm in today. Now, I wish I hadn't taken some dumb damage earlier in the run. I'm almost never going to apologize. I'll apologize for dumb damage. I'm never going to apologize for picking up a couple of items that ended up not being relevant. Ooh. Because that's the soul of Isaac, dude. I still think it's... You know, they're welcome to derive the formula for dailies however they see fit. And, you know, I think dailies... largely, like, it sounds like I'm trying to come up with, you know, meaner words, but actually it's not the case. I'm trying to be effusive. I think almost every daily is worth playing, or at least worth seeing. Obviously, some dailies are just cursed from the get-go, but I think they've done dailies pretty well in this game. You know, and dailies are hard to do right. Like, can you think of another game that has amazing dailies? Slay the Spire has amazing dailies, but they're too easy. Or at least when I stopped doing them, they had been too easy consistently for quite a long time. I'm gonna say that we do not go into our second secret room, or we don't spend much time looking for our second secret room. And instead, just finish this off. We are, as of right now, at a damageless chest, which is really the best thing we could have hoped for, and probably the best thing we could have done to get ourselves a little extra leaderboard spot. So let's do that. We're at 50,000. We finished 22nd, which is really impressive. I'm very happy. Take a couple of hits of damage off that, life becomes easier, but hey, Either way, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya!